Hi everyone, I'm Jonathan Fitzgerald. I lecture music language at the University of Western Australia's Conservatorium of Music. And in this video, we're going to talk about writing modes. Now, you're going to need some background knowledge, so if you haven't already, you'll need to watch the video on identifying modes, which you can find in the description below. You'll need that information in order to make sense of the method that we're going to discuss. Now, there are many strategies for writing modes. You can memorize the particular pattern of tones and semitones for each mode, though that may be a bit cumbersome. A simpler method might be to think of each mode as being based on a major or minor scale, and simply write a major or minor scale with the appropriate modifications for the mode that you need. Here's a handy chart to remind you how the modes relate to the major and minor scales. This is just one way to think about the modes. It is by no means the only way or the only correct way. So we see Ionian is exactly the same pattern of tones and semitones or whole and half steps as the major scale. Dorian you could think of as a natural minor scale with a raised sixth. Phrygian you could think of as a natural minor scale with a lowered second. The Lydian, a major scale with a raised fourth. Mixolydian, a major scale with a lowered seventh. The Aeolian mode is exactly the same pattern of whole and half steps or tones and semitones as your natural minor scale. And Locrian you could think of as a natural minor with a lowered second and a lowered fifth. So using this method, if I'm asked to write an E Dorian, I know that a Dorian mode is the same as a natural minor scale but with a raised sixth. So I can simply write an E minor scale and raise the sixth scale degree. I'd then have a scale starting and ending on E with an F sharp and a C sharp. If I need to write a C Lydian, I know that a Lydian mode is the same as a major scale but with a raised fourth. I could simply write a C major scale and then raise the fourth scale degree. So I'd have what looks like a C major scale with an F sharp. That's one way to think about it, but today I want to give you an additional method that you might not have thought of. Remember in the last video, we learned that we can think of modes as having exactly the same pattern of tones and semitones, or whole steps and half steps, but with each simply starting at a different place in the pattern. So this has all of the modes aligned visually to show this repeating pattern of whole steps and half steps for tones and semitones. We see that the Ionian mode has the same pattern of tones and semitones as the major scale. The Dorian mode has the same pattern, but it starts that pattern on the second note of the major scale, scale degree 2. The number with the caret on top, by the way, indicates the scale degree. The Phrygian mode has the same pattern, but it starts on the third note of the major scale, scale degree 3. Lydian starts on 4, Mixolydian on 5, Aeolian on 6, and Locrian starts on 7. Thinking of the modes this way, with each one starting on a different scale degree of a major scale, we can quickly identify the needed accidentals for any mode, and here's how. If I'm asked for an F-sharp Phrygian mode, I simply think of the key, the major key, in which F-sharp is scale degree 3. Why scale degree 3? Going back to our chart, we see that the Phrygian mode has the same pattern of whole and half steps, or tones and semitones, as a major scale, but starting on the third scale degree. F-sharp is the third note in D major, and I know a D major scale has a key signature of F-sharp and C-sharp. Thus, the key signature for F-sharp Phrygian is F-sharp and C-sharp. So I simply write a scale starting and ending on F-sharp with the accidentals F-sharp and C-sharp. Let's try another. How about B-flat Mixolydian? Well, we know that a Mixolydian mode has the same pattern of tones and semitones as a major scale starting on scale degree 5. B-flat is the fifth scale degree of E-flat major, which has a key signature of B-flat, E-flat, and A-flat. So the key signature for B-flat Mixolydian is B-flat, E-flat, and A-flat. Assuming that you're confident with your major scale key signatures, and you can memorize what scale degree each mode starts on, you can very quickly arrive at the necessary accidentals for any mode. Now you try. Here are 3 examples. Pause the video, use whatever method you find easiest, and we'll discuss the answers when you're back. So you were asked for F sharp Locrian. F sharp is the 7th degree of a G major scale, which has a key signature of F sharp. So to write an F sharp Locrian, the only accidental is F sharp. You could also think of this as an F sharp minor scale with a lowered 2nd and 5th scale degree. Next, you were asked for B flat Lydian. B flat is the 4th scale degree of F major, which has a key signature of B flat. So the only accidental for B flat Lydian is B flat. Or you could think of it as a B flat major scale with a raised 4th. Finally, F sharp Dorian. F sharp is the 2nd scale degree of E major, which has 4 sharps. So F sharp Dorian requires 4 accidentals: F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp. You could also think of it as an F sharp natural minor scale with a raised 6th. I hope this video was helpful and that one of the methods discussed will be useful for you. There's no one correct approach, so use the one that makes most sense to you. Did you know that UWA presents more classical music concerts each year than any other tertiary institution in Western Australia? With 12 hours of expert one-on-one tuition each semester, weekly performance classes and chamber coachings, and countless performance opportunities throughout the year. If you want to be a performer, UWA is the place to be. You can learn more about our courses at music.uwa.edu.au, and good luck with your ATAR exams.